Let it go. You've got to forget about revenge. Believe me, in this work I've met a lot of guys who feel the way you do. Trust me, for those who follow the path of revenge, it never ends well. You'll only tear yourself apart. And even if you succeed and you get your revenge, what will you have then? Nothing. Emptiness.
Revenge is the act of inflicting harm or punishment on someone in response to a perceived wrong or injury. It is often driven by a desire for justice or personal satisfaction, though it can lead to ongoing cycles of conflict and consequences.
What I have is not a dream, because I will make it a reality. I'm going to restore my clan and destroy a certain someone.
Sasuke Uchiha, a prodigy, a lone avenger, a shinobi consumed by darkness. From a young age, he was destined for greatness for being calm, intelligent, and distant. But beneath that cold exterior was a boy drowning in pain, loss, and vengeance. Sasuke's journey isn't just about power. It's a tragedy of revenge, betrayal, and the search for meaning. But did his revenge truly set him free, or did it only imprison him further? Let's break it down. Sasuke once had a family, a home, and an idol. His older brother Itachi, but in one horrific night, everything was stolen from him. His entire clan was massacred by the very brother he admired most. Imagine witnessing the murder of your family at the hands of someone you trusted. Imagine being told to live in hatred, to become strong enough to take revenge. That moment didn't just change Sasuke, it defined him. From that day forward, Sasuke had one purpose: kill Itachi. But as he trained under Team 7, something unexpected happened. Bonds, friendships, a new family. Yet, no matter how much he tried to move forward, the rage inside him refused to fade. And when he saw Naruto growing stronger than him, he saw it as a threat to his revenge. Sasuke made a choice, a dark, irreversible choice. He abandoned his friends, his village, his home. He turned to Orochimaru, a man who could give him what Konoha never could: power at any cost. This was the first step in his descent. Under his guidance, Sasuke became colder, ruthless, merciless. He didn't just want to defeat Itachi. He wanted to erase anything that stood in his way. And finally, after years of training, the moment came. The ultimate battle between brothers. Blades clashed. Two Uchihas, both consumed by their own burdens. And in the end, Sasuke won. But here's the question: did victory bring him peace? No, because revenge never satisfies. As he stood over Itachi's lifeless body, Sasuke expected relief, closure, freedom, but all he felt was emptiness. And then, the truth was revealed. Itachi wasn't the monster Sasuke thought he was. The Uchiha massacre? It was ordered by Konoha itself. His brother? Not a villain, but a hero, protecting him from the shadows. At that moment, Sasuke's revenge took a new, even darker form. His hatred turned away from Itachi to Konoha itself. Sasuke no longer wanted justice. He wanted destruction.
Is to destroy the hidden leaf.
Sasuke's warpath led him through countless battles, but none more important than his final fight against Naruto. The moment of truth, the ultimate clash of ideologies. Sasuke blinded by rage, Naruto refusing to give up on him. Their fists told a story no words could. And in the end, Sasuke lost. For the first time, Sasuke saw the truth. He had been trapped in a cycle of hatred. Revenge had turned him into the very thing he once despised. And so, he made a choice. Not to stay in Konoha, not to be a hero, but to walk his own path. A path to find his own purpose beyond revenge.
俺の負けだ。
The hands of death could not defeat me. The sisters of fate could not hold and you will not see the end of this day. I will have my revenge!
Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, the destroyer of Olympus. Once a fearless warrior, now a legend bathed in blood. His journey is not just about war and destruction, it's about the devastating cost of vengeance. But in the end, did his revenge set him free? Or did it enslave him to an endless cycle of suffering? Let's dive deep into the tragic, brutal, and legendary tale of Kratos. Kratos wasn't always the god-killer we know today. Once he was a Spartan general, a warrior of honor. Ruthless, yes, but a father, a husband, a man. Until he made a deal with the devil, Ares, the god of war. Blinded by bloodlust, Kratos fought battle after battle, until one fateful day. In his frenzy, he struck down his own wife and daughter. Their blood soaked his hands. Their ashes became his curse, binding him to their memory forever. And in that moment, Kratos died. In his place was something else. A monster. A man with nothing left but rage. Ares had taken everything from him, so Kratos swore to take everything from Ares. His journey of revenge had begun. Kratos' revenge didn't stop with Ares. Even after slaying the god of war, his nightmares didn't fade. The gods had used him, discarded him, just another pawn in their games. And then, the ultimate betrayal. Zeus, the king of Olympus, struck him down, fearing his power. At that moment, Kratos' wrath reached new heights. His mission was no longer about personal vengeance. It became a war against Olympus itself. And Kratos? He was the storm that would bring the gods to their knees. One by one, he butchered them all. Poseidon, drowned in his own ocean. Hades, torn apart in his own underworld. Hermes, his speed stolen. Hera, strangled without mercy. No god, no titan, not even fate itself, could stop Kratos' unstoppable wrath. And finally, after a war that shattered the heavens, Kratos stood before Zeus, the god who betrayed him, the father he never knew. And in a battle of pure fury, Kratos did what no mortal had ever dared. He killed the king of Olympus. The gods were dead. Olympus had fallen. The world was in ruins. But here's the question. Was Kratos finally free? Standing over Zeus's lifeless body, Kratos felt nothing. No peace. No relief. Only emptiness. For years, he believed that killing the gods would free him. But the truth, vengeance, had never been the answer. His rage had destroyed everything. Not just Olympus, but himself. Kratos had won the war, but lost everything else. And so, he made one final choice. He plunged the blade of Olympus into his chest, rejecting the gods, rejecting vengeance. Kratos chose to end the cycle, or so he thought.
My vengeance ends now.
Guts, the Black Swordsman, a warrior forged in blood, betrayal, and suffering. From a lone mercenary to a man consumed by vengeance, his journey is one of relentless struggle against fate itself. Guts' story is not just about strength and survival. It's about the cost of revenge and the battle to retain his humanity. But in the end, will his vengeance grant him peace? Or is he doomed to be swallowed by the darkness he fights against? Guts' thirst for revenge was born from the deepest betrayal. Once, he had found a purpose within the Band of the Hawk. Under Griffith's leadership, he fought not just as a warrior, but as a brother in arms, believing he had finally found a place where he belonged. But everything changed during the eclipse. Griffith, the man he once admired, sacrificed the Band of the Hawk to become Femto, a member of the demonic God Hand. Guts was forced to watch as his comrades were slaughtered, powerless to stop the nightmare unfolding before him. And worst of all, he witnessed Casca, the woman he loved, suffer a fate worse than death at Griffith's hands. Branded as a sacrifice, cursed to be hunted by demons for eternity, Guts was left with nothing but his rage. His purpose became singular: kill Griffith, destroy the one who took everything from him. But revenge was never easy. Guts' path led him deeper into darkness, fighting apostles, pushing his body past its limits, and clinging to his rage even as it threatened to consume him. For years, he walked alone, believing that forging ahead with his monstrous blade, Dragon Slayer, was the only way forward. Yet, along the way, something changed. New allies, a new family, Farnese, Serpico, Isidro, Shirke. They softened the edges of his wrath, showing him that he wasn't completely alone. And Casca, though broken by trauma, remained a part of his heart. But even with these bonds, the question remained: was Guts willing to let go of revenge? Or would he sacrifice everything, including himself, for the chance to kill Griffith? Unlike other tales of vengeance, Guts' story has no clear ending. At least, not yet. Will he finally get his revenge, cutting down Griffith and ending the nightmare? Or will he realize that revenge will never restore what was lost and choose a different path? Many theories surround Berserk's unfinished fate. The tragic end: Guts kills Griffith, but the cost is his soul. Whether by death, insanity, or full transformation into the beast within him, he will never truly escape the darkness. His victory comes at the price of everything: the redemption path. Instead of vengeance, Guts finds another way. Perhaps Casca regains her strength, or his journey leads him to something greater than Griffith's downfall. Maybe he learns that living, truly living, is the greatest revenge. An endless struggle, Guts continues fighting, never fully achieving revenge, never fully escaping. His story becomes a legend, a warrior locked in an eternal battle against fate itself. One thing is certain: no matter how Guts' journey ends, it will be written in blood, steel, and the will to survive against all odds.
I've killed a hell of a lot of people to get to this point. But I have only one more. The last one. The one I'm driving to right now. The only one left. And when I arrive at my destination, I am gonna kill Bill.
Beatrix Kiddo, also known as the Bride, is one of the most compelling characters in cinematic history. She begins as a lethal assassin, feared and respected, but beneath the surface lies a woman driven by love, betrayal, and an unrelenting thirst for vengeance. Her story is one of survival, transformation, and the ultimate question: can revenge ever truly bring peace? Beatrix's journey for vengeance begins with an unspeakable betrayal. Once a member of the deadly Viper assassination squad, she fell in love with their leader, Bill, and sought to leave behind her life of killing to start anew. She found hope in a new beginning, pregnant and ready to marry, far from the world of bloodshed. But her past refused to let her go. On what was meant to be the happiest day of her life, Bill and the deadly Vipers tracked her down and ruthlessly massacred everyone at her wedding. Bill himself delivered the final shot, leaving Beatrix for dead. But she didn't die. After 4 years in a coma, she awoke to a world that had moved on without her. But she had only one purpose left: revenge. She was no longer just a former assassin. She was the Bride, a force of nature fueled by righteous fury, determined to hunt down and kill every last one of her betrayers. One by one, Beatrix carved her way through her former comrades, showing no mercy to those who had taken everything from her. O-Ren Ishii, the first to fall. Beatrix fought through an army of trained killers before facing O-Ren in a breathtaking snow-covered duel, ultimately proving her superiority. Vernita Green, a brutal, close-quarters battle in a suburban home, ending with swift, decisive vengeance. Elle Driver, a rival as ruthless as she was treacherous. Their battle was not just about revenge. It was a test of survival. Beatrix emerged victorious, leaving Elle to a fate worse than death. Finally, only Bill remained, the man she had once loved, the man who had betrayed her in the worst way imaginable. Their final confrontation was not just about violence. It was a reckoning, a battle of wills as much as weapons. And in the end, Beatrix delivered the 5-point palm exploding heart technique, the deadliest move in all martial arts. Bill, knowing his fate was sealed, accepted his death with dignity. With a final farewell, he took 5 steps and collapsed, bringing Beatrix's long journey of vengeance to an end. Beatrix had achieved what she had set out to do. Everyone who had wronged her was dead. But was she truly free? Her revenge had defined her for so long. Unlike many tragic figures, Beatrix was given a second chance. She had her daughter Bibi, a symbol of hope and redemption. After years of pain, she could finally step away from the path of vengeance and become something more than the bride. But even as she drove off into the sunset, one question remained. Could she ever truly escape the past? Revenge is a powerful force, and these characters have embodied it in unforgettable ways. But they're not the only ones. There are countless other legendary revenge stories. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your favorite revenge story? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching.